Damn, what's up, y'all? I've had so much going through my mind these past 7, 8 months, 6 months, and I've tried to keep my page as neutral as possible, to leave it with art. I want to inspire, I want to make people laugh, but you know what? Dumb, there's just too many ignorant, arrogant people with loud voices. So here's the thing. I have a very unique perspective on all of this shit that I'm seeing because I've mentioned on here a few times that I was in a religious cult. I was a Jehovah's Witness for 16 years. And I didn't leave because I wanted to sin. I didn't leave because this or that. I left because for most of the time as a witness, I had to put a lot of questions at the back of my mind because things just would not add up. And finally, when I had to ask questions and start looking at things objectively and going to information and looking at stuff, it was just, I left. I was like, nope, this isn't for me. I started learning Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek. I learned Spanish. I learned sign language. I lived in Dominican Republic. I almost died there. I actually watched my appendix getting taken out. And then I got a bacterial infection in my intestines from that. Damaged my liver, damaged my spleen, damaged my whole immune system. And so spent years focusing on that with my health. I've lived all over this country. I've traveled. I've been in almost every state. And as a Jehovah's Witness, I was one of those guys going door to door, yes, knocking on there. But here's the thing. I felt like I was doing something good. Because in my mind, I was like, nobody has all the answers, but this looks pretty good here. But here's the thing. It's a cult. And this is why everything to me now, I'm so hypersensitive to propaganda and to the way things are worded, double speak and this and that, because for 5 years, when I left that, when you leave Jehovah's Witnesses, you have to accept the fact that everyone you love will shun you, which happened to me. I lost everyone, and I was extremely social. I mean, thousands and thousands of people that I would talk with or spend time with and hang out with. I would continually try to learn and assist people the best I could, all while trying my best to be a good non-judgmental Christian where it was like, hey, you live your life, but this is what the Bible says. So, that's where it went. So, yes, I left. And when I left, I knew what kind of to expect, but I did not expect it to be as bad as it was. Most people, if you've been following me for a while, really appreciate your support, your encouragement, because I literally lost everyone when I left Jehovah's Witnesses. Ended up getting a divorce. Then my mom died, all within a year. And then coming out as atheist, where it's like, no, I'm sorry, there is nothing that I read that gives me faith. I'm not a man of faith anymore. But I am not here to try to get anyone to not be faith. I just want people to think. That's it. I just want to learn. I want to educate. I want to listen. I want to see humanity better, united, that it could be. Because right now, what I see, all of this, the politics, is the exact same stuff that I saw with cults, or with study with cults, and what I saw with Jehovah's Witnesses and their governing body. Because here's 8 million people believe this because of information control. That is one of the major techniques. There's Stephen Hassan. He wrote a book called Combating Cult Mind Control. He's got the bite model, and there's other aspects to what cults have, but the basics is the bite model, and one of the things in that is the information control. So as a Jehovah's Witness, you are only allowed to read the literature that they give you. That's indoctrination. So when we start censoring information and people, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Jehovah's Witnesses had to silence and tell people not to go look at other stuff that's contrary. Why? Because it would make them lose their faith or would challenge their faith. We need to be challenged. We need to grow. We need to learn. We need to be more respectful of each other. We need to learn to listen, because right now I see too many goddamn egos. None of us know what's really going on. But what we do know is that there are people in power that are psychopaths that are dividing this country. And if you don't think for one second that the people in power aren't fully aware of psychological warfare, social engineering, they've been doing this stuff for years. And then as we started understanding the human consciousness better, that's what they do. They know how to manipulate the masses. And so I truly feel like an outsider, because as a Jehovah's Witness, I was like, I'm no part of this world. And I just thought it was dumb. And then I leave that, suicidal, everything's broken. My whole perspective of life is changed. I don't know, I had to break myself mentally and build myself back up. And in doing so, I've been trying to figure out how can I best help humanity. And I think I just want to talk. I just want to have open conversations, because there's shit that I see everywhere on both sides of this political party. Because, let's have a united country. You cannot have a united country when your government is forcing you into a corner of picking this or picking that. And then you have people doing the same shit that Jehovah's Witnesses do. Oh, you don't believe what I believe? Well, then you're shunned. You're no good. You don't deserve anything. People think that I should be dead. They think that Satan has my mind, that I'm mentally diseased, because I made an educated choice of my life based on information that I gathered, conversations I've had, and looking at the best facts possible. So right now, in this country, what we are seeing with censorship, the you're not with us, so you're against us, the division, the motion of black, all of this. If you're not seeing these tactics, study a little more, do some more research on psychological warfare. Do more research on cult indoctrination, and you will see exactly how politics use the same methods. My opinion, we've had 6,000 years of human history recorded. How many years have we had of peace? Do your research. How many years have we had of peace with that? How many people have actually made changes? And if we actually think that as individuals, like, we're going to make a change, it's a snowball effect. We need as many people as possible. We need people that are not dogmatic. We need people that are listening. We need, you know what I personally think? We need a group of artists and scientists, doctors from all walks of life to come together and say, you know what, this is all done. This is not working for humanity. How do we better ourselves? How do we stop this shit that we've been digging ourselves into for years? Let's look to the future together and let's move on. Let's make something better. Because right now, the way we are headed, censorship, the control factors, it's leading to a not very free future. And I know this because I've been there. I've seen this. I've been through it. I almost killed myself because of it. I don't understand. Like, I literally cannot comprehend the hatred and the arrogance of people. Like, the identity politics, it's frustrating. Well, anyways, that was a long ass rant. Much love, everyone. We got to come together and get through this. Fuck these politicians.